Okay, guys, so I did say we were going to be 5 minutes late today, and we were only 5 minutes late today. I'm pretty sure the audio is working. I hope the audio is working. If the audio is not working, I will actually cry. Like, I will cry. We're going to check the Twitch chat to make sure the audio is working. Welcome, everyone, to the live Linus Tech Tips show. We are here for all of your enjoyment, and of course our own enjoyment, because Slick loves nothing more after he has spent the day filming with me than to...
What?
Yeah.
I didn't say it.
Alright. It's flickering. Flicker on the screen. I don't know, our feed looks okay. It's flickering. Whatever. Okay, so we haven't had a chance to eat dinner yet tonight. I hope you guys forgive us for being a little bit slow kind of getting into the show here, because it has been actually kind of a rough day. So I had a really cool meeting with one of the most important people I've ever had a chance to meet this morning. So I had to be at work early. I had to wear a dress shirt, which just about destroyed. No, dress pants. I had to wear shiny shoes.
You wore shoes?
I wore shoes. I did not wear sandals to work today.
Oh, wow.
The funny thing, too, is I even wore my sandals when AMD sent a group of 6 people.
Wow. I literally don't think I've ever seen you.
Including a VP. I wore sandals. I wore my sandals. I was like, guys, I dressed up for you. I wore a dress shirt today. And they were like, ha ha, Linus, we know. I was like, guys, and I wore a dress shirt today. And they were like, ha ha, hold on, what would cause an echo? And I wore a dress shirt today. And they were like, ha, just sec. What's the problem? I can't remember. Oh yeah, we're watching it. Just sec. Oh, for crying out loud. What's the problem? Jeez. Okay, we're good now, right, guys? Let's get that Twitch chat going again, because you guys are fast to help us get that fixed. All right, yeah, rock on, yeah. Okay, so the kind of things that we should have sort of, done by now. But okay, to give you guys some idea, what do you think the speed I averaged on the way back here from Richmond was? No cops watching, right?
I don't even know. Like, just ridiculous.
So we made it all the way from the MCIX headquarters in Richmond.
Sports mode.
In like 29 minutes to my house, which is, trust me, not a good thing. Anyway, so right. Sorry. Slick always has dinner. He ate separately that time. So
Both
guys,
times.
don't worry about it. Right, so my meeting today was with like the most important person ever, who is like a global director of marketing for Samsung SSDs or something like that. Like just like crazy stuff. So I wore shiny shoes, I had like a shirt and like pants and a belt, and like I did my hair today, but you can't really tell anymore because it's just a total mess. But yeah, so that was really exciting. Spent like 2.5 hours in that meeting, just, marketing strategies and stuff. For those of you watching the live stream who don't know, I'm a product manager at NCIX, so that's like my real job. I don't remember where I was going with this.
You were just talking about...
Oh yeah, it's been a long day. I had to go in early.
Right.
Because when it's someone like that, and they're making time, like he flew from Korea.
Right.
Right? So he's like making time to like get on a plane from Korea and come here and come to our office and talk to me. So it's like, if I won't go in like, half an hour or an hour early to work, then that's like the rudest thing ever. So I'm like, yeah, no problem. And then, so I was at work at sort of 9:30-ish today, which means that by the time we're done this live stream, it'll have been like a 13-hour workday, which is sort of sweet. We filmed a really cool episode today, though. Maybe Slick can tell you about it while I try and take a couple bites of food.
We built a computer in the FTO3 Mini, and that's a pretty sick case, actually. So most Silverstone cases are pretty epic, but for a small case, this computer's really cool. We fit a 670 in it, and for its size, if you like actually go and look at a picture of it, for its size, that's ridiculously impressive. So that was a really fun build.
What else did we get in there?
What else did we get in there? We did a lot of unboxings
No, I mean in the case.
in the case. What's the name of that? We put the little ASUS ITX Deluxe board, but I don't remember its actual name.
P8Z77i Deluxe, I think.
I Deluxe? Okay.
Yeah.
The ASUS P8Z77i Deluxe. 3570K, although we could have used 3770K. We just had a 3570K. SSD, of course, Crucial M4.
Load temps, you guys, were like, what were they like?
For the CPU, it was around 28. And
no, idle. Idle was 28.
Yeah. Oh, load temps.
Load temps, I think, were around 50 degrees.
Yeah.
And then on the GPU, it was like 70 degrees, like totally normal temps. One fan in the system, because we put a water cooler in there.
Well, there was the air penetrator, and then there was the fan that came with the water cooler.
Mm-mm.
You didn't put the fan with...
No, you're not supposed to.
Oh, okay.
There's no room for it.
Okay.
You use the air penetrator at the bottom of the case, and then, even though it doesn't quite align with the radiator, it's very directed airflow. So it goes right through the radiator anyway. Like, the case is designed for that.
I thought it just was, like, basically stacked fans. I wasn't sure.
Who's asking if Rosewill is a good case manufacturer on the Twitch chat? Like, come on, guys. How is Rosewill a manufacturer of anything? Is Rosewill a good case manufacturer? And why is the Twitter all messed up? I don't know what's going on here. I'll have to fix that later. Yeah, Rosewill doesn't make anything. Rosewill is Newegg's like no-name brand. So it's like whatever OEM stuff, and then they put Rosewill on it. So there you go. What else we filmed today?
Like I said, a lot of unboxings.
Okay.
For NCIX Tech Tips, I don't really remember. Was it just the FT03?
I think that was it. I think we were going to try and do H100 versus H100i versus...
We started that. That's why we unboxed the H80i, I think. And then,
no, the Thermalright.
And you're right, the Thermalright Silver Arrow... what is it called? Extreme? I think Thermalright Silver Arrow Extreme, which looks amazing. The fans look a little weird, but it looks...
Yeah.
It looks amazing.
What was the color scheme of those fans? Red and...
It was like red borderline pink, and then for the like casing of the fan, and then like bright fluorescent orange for the blades. Just a little bit out there, a little bit extreme, I guess.
It's definitely extreme.
Definitely extreme.
Definitely extreme.
And then I worked on a Gauntlet Node episode, but we weren't done that. Had some problems with wireless.
Not with the Gauntlets wired.
No.
Excuse me.
No. 7H or V2, that's not even a fair.
Someone says I know far too little about the business, it seems. I'm not sure what business he's talking about. But it's been my entire job for like 5 years, so I think I know something. Okay.
My hand's quite a bit better. I still can't close it. That's all I can do for trying to close my hand. But it works now, so that's good.
Okay, so why don't we do a couple Twitter questions? We've got some pretty good discussion topics for tonight. We're just like really hungry, so... Sorry. Alright, let's head over to Twitter. Let's see if this is going to work. Is that going to work? Yeah, see, that's not even the right... Why did we have it? Oh, I remember. Okay. Remove...
It was for the videos.
Yeah, because the last time we used this, we were doing like a totally different thing, and it was not Twitter, and there we go. So now we have Twitter, and you guys can enjoy that with us. And my phone is going bananas, like just absolutely bananas, because of all the tweets that it is experiencing right now. There we go. All right, so question number 1 from Paul F. Could you beat up Slick? Do you think Slick could beat ASUS's JJ in a straight-up fist fight? I would like to hear Slick's take on this.
I don't really... I've seen JJ like twice. I have no idea.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but come on. No, think more in terms of like, does he have the mental toughness? Think like a fighter.
I don't know him. I don't know JJ. I can't just say I'd be able to beat some guy up if I don't even know him.
I think he'd have the endurance.
He would?
I think he would have the endurance advantage, because you look at how long JJ can talk about the least interesting possible aspect of an ASUS motherboard. Like, I swear, like 45 minutes on like one fan control feature. I think you just have to keep hitting the guy.
He'd be like, what was that fighter that would just let you hit him until you were tired and then he'd knock you out?
I can't remember.
I can't remember his name, but like that guy, you think he's like that style of fighter?
I think he's that style of fighter because I think that like his enthusiasm level for like what he's doing, like okay, if he wasn't interested in the fight, I think he could take you, or I think you could take him. But if he was like passionate about like destroying you, I think he would just I think he'd tank it.
Might take like an hour or 3. But
yeah, like a 3-hour fight.
Right.
Like if it was done in rounds and there was like a time limit, I think you could get him. Okay, next Twitter question for the night. What are your thoughts on the hybrid fluid dynamic VGA coolers? Honestly, I don't think I've heard of those. Hybrid fluid dynamic VGA coolers?
I haven't found any that I like.
What are they?
They're basically like...
Talk at the camera, though.
Okay, I haven't seen one in a really long time, but if I remember correctly, they're kind of like H100, H80, that like closed loop water cooler style, but it works for your VGA.
Oh.
But you can see why I'm not a huge
yeah,
fan.
those are dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are really expensive, and they perform better than obviously they perform better than an air cooler on a graphics card. I mean, the graphics card form factors, like PCI cards, were never intended to be like double, triple wide and have like coolers on them. It was never supposed. I'm just going to turn my phone off because the tweets are driving me absolutely crazy. There we go. Phone off. Because something. Right, because they were never designed to have coolers in that kind of a sort of space. Like, coolers are supposed to blow air towards something, not like down at its surface and then sort of toward the back of it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't work that way. So yeah, they'd obviously be better, but you have a couple of drawbacks. So number one is that tubing-wise, you have to have long tubing to get that cooler to somewhere in your case. That makes sense, unless you have...
And it's pretty much always going like...
Yeah.
It's coming from the bottom of the graphics card.
Yeah, so it'll be like a total mess that way. Then, I mean, personally, the graphics card isn't priority number 1 for me for water cooling. So then you don't have room to mount your CPU radiator. Plus, yeah, they're expensive. They don't have a wide compatibility. They only work with one card ever.
Usually for the pricing that I've seen, I would much rather just do my own loop.
Yes.
That's what I've found. So I don't really see them applicable. That's why I've never really been interested and not really cared. Because in all situations, your own loop is awesome, but sometimes it's not worth the cost. Then if you're going to spend the cost on something like that, you might as well just...
Which you're just going to throw away when you're done with it.
Yeah. When you can just buy a new block for a loop, and then there you go. Like if you get a new graphics card.
All right. Moving along in our Twitter questions here. Let's see what else we got. Wilson asks, how do you pronounce ASUS? All right. So.
ASUS.
Yeah, ASUS. ASUS. As long as it's Seuss. Seuss like Dr. Seuss. Not like Sus or not like Pegasus. So a lot of people have made the argument to me on Twitter because I posted a video made by ASUS where it's like a really cute little thing where like two girls go up to like two guys at a bar and they're like, hey, do you want to see our asses? We love asses, something like that. And then, do you want to see them? And the guys are like, yeah. And they pull out notebooks, and they're ASUS notebooks, and the guys are like, oh, you mean ASUS. And the girls are like, oh, yeah. So it's funny because it's ASUS's subtle way of telling people, stop pronouncing the name of our company wrong. Just stop. Stop doing it. And I had a bunch of people still arguing with me on Twitter. No, it's ASUS, like Pegasus. And because that's what it's shortened from, because the company used to be called Pegasus. And it's funny. Almost all of those guys had like really cheeseball names to start with. You know what DFI used to stand for?
I just always knew them as DFI.
Okay, well at the end it was Designed for Innovation. Now it's or before that it was Diamond Flower International. It's like, who calls their computer component company Diamond Flower? Makes no sense. LG, Life's Good. You know what that used to be, right?
Yeah, you told me it was something...
Yeah, Lucky Gold Star.
Yeah.
It's like, this is my Lucky Gold Star washer and dryer. Smile, and then you get like, the shine on the teeth. It's like, well, no. So ASUS changed to something that sort of didn't sound like a unicorn. What a Pegasus is. All right, Linus and Slick, weird question. What are stylists made out of, BC? I can't use any heat touch items. I use a head pointer to use gadgets.
I think he means like...
Oh, what are styluses made out of? Because I can't use any heat touch items. I use a head pointer to use gadgets. Okay, well, let's go with the part of that question that I think I can answer. Most styluses are made out of plastic.
There must be something different, though, because if you just press a piece of plastic against its stylus reactive screen, it doesn't go off.
Okay, they must be made of something else. You know what?
I don't know.
Great question.
Sorry we can't help you.
Sorry, yeah. Kelvin asks, Linus, what do you think about WD red drives? Been reading some reviews and some people have DOA. For those of you who don't know what that means, it means dead on arrival. Also, can you review Western Digital's 4TB black hard drive? My thoughts on WD red drives is that we got 4 of them and none of them were DOA. Also, DOAs don't necessarily indicate anything about the quality of the product. They can just indicate that someone was unlucky. I mean, look at it this way. If you make 100,000 of something and 100 of them die, you got 100 dead drives out there. That seems like a lot, but in terms of the actual failure rate, that would be like...
That's actually pretty good.
0.1%.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Right? So even if 1,000 of them died, that would be a 1% RMA rate. But that means, because remember, satisfied customers whose hard drive is in their computer just working...
They're not going to say anything, most likely.
Would you go on a forum and talk about how your hard drive works?
No, I've gone on forums to talk about how certain parts have worked and how they've worked really well, but not a hard drive.
Not a hard drive.
Definitely not a hard
Okay, because if you did that, I'd have to smack you.
Yeah.
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 Okay, yeah. It's like, guys, because you know, it's funny. Every once in a while, like on the NCIX forum or like Hardware Canucks forum or whatever else, someone comes in and they're like, never buy Seagate. I bought 3 Seagate hard drives and 2 of them died. And I don't think I've ever seen anyone come on a forum and say, buy Seagate hard drives. I have 6 and they're all alive.
No, definitely not.
So guys, you got to take every bit of information you get with a grain of salt. It just doesn't work that way. If someone's like, my EVGA video card died after 2 years and my warranty was only 1 year, they screwed me. It's like, no, that's bad luck. It's really bad luck. I mean, if you'd registered your card, you'd have gotten an extra 1 year warranty anyway, but it's bad luck. You got a bad card. It doesn't mean EVGA cards are terrible. In fact, pretty much everyone's graphics cards are, especially reference cards, pretty much the same quality anyway. So yeah. I mean, I get a kick out of it when people are like, you know, why are HIS cards more expensive? They're like, oh, they're better quality. And I'm like, okay. Not the reference cards. They're pretty much the same for everybody. Although some cards, Lightning, Classified, like ones where they're really overbuilding the card, those ones are better. Yeah. What else we got? Someone's asking me to post on Twitter that I'm streaming at the moment, but I can't imagine that it didn't go to Twitter when my YouTube video went live. So I don't know if that's live yet. Yeah, it looks like that's live. There's a few people that have looked at it, and almost... Oh, that's funny. Look at this. People don't even like me anymore. This guy's like, I almost tuned out when you said Slick wouldn't be on, because I was teasing them in the teaser. And I said Slick wasn't going to be there because he was going to get our food. And yeah, apparently people don't even like me anymore. Whatever, you guys. I don't have to take this. In how many years do you recommend upgrading hardware? Why don't you field this one?
That's really subjective. Depends what hardware you have.
Okay, I'm going
Depends
to go
what
get
hardware
some food.
we're talking about.
You can do more things.
If it's a
Do you want
mechanical... No, I'm good, actually.
Okay.
If it's a mechanical keyboard...
Never?
Never. If you're happy with it, never. If it's...
What about if it has Cheeto stains on it?
If there's Cheeto stains on it, you might want to clean it. It's a mechanical keyboard, so you can take all the keycaps off. That shouldn't really be a problem. You should maybe stop eating so many Cheetos at your computer. Yeah, it really depends what you have, what device it is. When you're not satisfied anymore. Is your computer slow? Are you lagging in games? Are you below a certain acceptable threshold of FPS? Are you out of storage? You might want to buy another hard drive. Or when something big and new comes along, like SSDs are getting well below $1 per gig right now, especially on Black Friday sales. So if you don't have an SSD yet, now might be a good time to buy that. But as for like graphics cards or CPUs. It really depends what you have to start with. Yeah.
Good job, Slick. Want to find another question for us?
Well, that could lead us into one of our discussion topics. You said...
That's fine. I don't need to eat anyway.
Okay, fine. I'll find a new one. How much RAM do you really need for gaming? Not that much.
Good question. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how much is not that much? Come on, man.
8 gigs? You can buy an 8 gig kit for really, really cheap. Just buy that and you'll be fine.
I saw them, the NCIX had 8 gig kits for $19.99.
Yeah, like ridiculously cheap. Just go with that. You'll be fine for gaming. Tell us more about the forum you're working on.
Sure. Actually, let's kick off our first discussion topic then. Fine.
Okay, so that'll be the
Oh
forum.
wait, do you want to do the other one first? The one that you said that was a good lead into.
No, it's fine.
We can do the other one first. It's okay.
No, I won't go with his question.
You said you wanted to do the other
Well,
one.
this guy, we pronounced this guy's name wrong last time.
You're fired.
That's unfortunate.
For what it's worth, I warned you. I told him I was going to fire him on the live stream tonight.
He did. We pronounced this guy's name wrong before. I can't remember. I'm trying to remember the tweet. He sent me one. It's Greek or something.
So Vag93 is back.
Yes. But it's not Vag.
It'll always be Vag to me. Okay. So, you know what, guys? I want to involve you in this part of the discussion.
He's got a pen and paper. This is getting serious.
No, I'm not writing anything down. I'm actually writing down because I do those, here, no, I need to write down the time. 9:27 forum. Well, yeah, I wrote something down, but it's not because I'm writing down what they're saying. So what I'm writing down is the time codes that I put under the video on YouTube. Yeah. So instead of actually going through and watching the video, because quite frankly, he's very boring, and I have a hard time watching a show that has him on it. Also ugly. I don't know what you people see in that. It just makes it a little bit easier for me to put those in at the end. So first of all, the choice of vBulletin. So I had quite a few people on Twitter ask me why vBulletin, because it costs $250. It is not free like PHPV, and there's some other options as well. So answer number one. Okay, no, what I want you guys filling in on the Twitch chat and Twitter right now is what you guys want, because there's a million hardware forums, like literally, probably a million hardware forums. What do you guys think would set apart a Linus Tech Tips forum? And I'd love to take your feedback right now, and maybe I will even write some of it down. No, I'll write some of it down. But we're both listening, we're both here, and between me and Slick, 99% of the work on the forum and the conceptualization is going to be done. Tell us what you want. So why vBulletin? vBulletin was chosen because I'm familiar with it, so I don't have to learn, which is great because I have to learn enough new things to do my job, and it's tiresome. So I don't have to learn. Wow, that's a really big factor. Number two is with vBulletin 5, they have a pretty cool content management system that's completely integrated into the forum. So I want, reviews, for example, unboxings. I want to have a couple little pictures, a little short article. I want to have a way to drive traffic to this site where people can really engage in discussion beyond the YouTube comments. YouTube comments are fine and dandy, but let's face it, for every on YouTube in general, for every well-intentioned, coherent individual, there's maybe 10 morons. And I think that my videos buck that trend. I think for every 10 coherent individuals, there's maybe one moron, but that doesn't change the fact that there's still that guy ruining it for everyone. And YouTube is the ultimate mainstream platform where everyone watches videos on YouTube. Absolutely everyone. So I want to create a forum where we can weed out the one moron and we can just have really good discussions about tech. I also want it to be a noob-friendly forum. I never ever want to see a link to let me Google that for you. Not once. If I see a link to let me Google that for you, I will ban you. Done. Because I want this to be somewhere where you can actually ask a question and get an answer and have people be respectful to each other. So that's one problem that I have with a lot of the old guard forums. So one that I particularly have taken issue with over the years is a super hardcore enthusiast forum based out of the States, where basically anyone who goes there just gets treated like crap, especially particular sections where people are not helpful. They tell people to, go read the stickies or go do this. And I mean, yeah, people should read stickies, but you can also be polite about explaining why stickies are there and why you should read them and all that kind of stuff. You could point them to the correct sticky, for example. So there's ways to be polite about it. So, I don't know, Slick, what do you think we can contribute that someone else doesn't already? Because he's a huge OCN guy.
Yeah.
So what could we do that OCN doesn't do, for example?
OCN has its own community, and I think from the live stream, you guys talking in the live stream, you guys talking in the comments, you guys talking on our Twitters, you guys commenting on each other's posts on Twitter, that happens a lot. Sometimes I don't even have to answer a question, because there's a couple guys that seem to go to my Twitter a lot and just answer questions for me, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, you want them to wipe your butt for you too?
What?
It's like, look at this guy. He's all like, oh yeah, I don't even have to reply to my own Twitter anymore.
No, it's cool because they my viewer base knows what they're talking
You're
about.
so lazy. What do I even pay you for?
I think it would be cool to have somewhere for everyone to come together and talk about things amongst our community. So I think that's pretty cool. I think it would be cool for everyone to show their own build logs. And like we should definitely have a build log section, and you can be like, oh, like if you're new, you can be like, oh, I got to this part of my build, but I'm having problems with this. And then instead of just being like build logs where it's just epic and baller, that's awesome. But I think the build log could also be a helpful section.
Right.
It could be like, look at this. This is weird. What am I doing? Why is it wrong?
How can I fix my cable management?
How can I fix my cable management? Is there any suggestions for how I have this laid out? Is this water loop good? How is this going? Blah, 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 blah. It could be more of a helpful space. I think that would be good.
I mean, other things I think that we can do with a forum that are really difficult to do with Twitter and Facebook is we can take feedback on more complicated things a lot more easily.
Yeah.
So
definitely. Oh my goodness. I get so many questions on Twitter that like if I answered it, I would have to spam you like 9 times because 140 characters is just not enough. So many of the times, it's really frustrating. I get questions all the time where I'm just like, this is not the right medium for this question. I can't do this properly right now.
Twitter doesn't have adequate ways. Like, for example, I try to answer the vast majority of my tweets.
Yeah.
And Twitter doesn't have good tools to show you. Like, Hootsuite is a piece of garbage. Don't even get me started on Hootsuite. What a horrible piece of software, considering the company's worth like millions and millions now. How are they worth millions of dollars? They make one piece of software for one social network. Anyway. So there's no way to track whether you've replied to something or not if you're looking at it earlier in the conversation.
And I can't find it again.
Yes, there's no way to find stuff. The search just doesn't work at all.
Yeah.
Like, you might as well key in Google, tweet about something, and like try to remember something about it, because that's the best chance you have of finding that tweet. So a forum would be a way for me to actually prioritize and keep track of messages. I mean, YouTube private messages are another example of this, where I love to reply to YouTube private messages, but honestly, it's just stupid and it's a waste of my time because of a couple things. At least 30% of people on YouTube have the private message block enabled. So unless you're on their contact list, you can't private message them. So they'll message me, and then I'll type out a reply for 10 minutes, and then I'll click send, and they have it blocked. And I'm like, you know what? That's a waste of my time. It just is. And then the other thing is it doesn't archive the previous parts of the conversation below your message. I get so many private messages on YouTube, I might have to go back 5 pages to find the original message you sent me, and then figure out what I replied, and then find your new message just to figure out what you're even talking about. Because people will be like, so they'll say something like, oh, Linus, I'm shopping for a monitor, what's your suggestion? And I'll send back this. And then they'll say, oh, well, what about this? Meanwhile, I have no idea what I suggested or what they originally asked me or what it's for, and it's just not helpful. So a forum would be a great thing for that. Any other sort of off the top of your head before we get to some tweets?
No, I like the build log idea a lot. Of course, everyone has build logs, but I want them to be more helpful based. And I know a lot of people have helpful kind of build logs, but I don't know, I think that would be cool. And just bringing the community together.
One place.
One place. Instead of having all, like, of course these other different mediums will keep flowing, but having a more permanent kind of housing for everything would be really cool.
And just so you guys know, I don't have any intention at this time to put advertising on the forum, so just if you care about that. It's not something that I'll be trying to monetize in any way. Oh wow, 203 tweets. Awesome. In-depth tutorials.
That too, yeah. Like a lot of people ask for the mineral oil cooling guide, and I still don't think we'll do that. But we could have a section on the forum where people could ask more specific questions instead of just the general "How do I build a mineral oil computer?" Because I'm just not even gonna get into it. But if you had like more specific questions or have any questions at all, you could ask them there, and then I could like take my time and actually flush out answers that make sense.
You know what? Here's something I want to do a little bit differently from other guys as well. A lot of forums have level up systems and they'll have rankings for their users. On the Linus Tech Tips forum, rather than it being based on how many posts or being based on sort of anything, honestly guys, I think that every level up in terms of your user status will be, none of them will be, it won't be a paid level up. You can't pay for a level up. You might be able to pay for, a custom avatar or something. It does cost money to run a forum. But I think every level up will actually be assigned by me or Slick. And I don't know if I've talked to you about this at all yet.
Nope.
But what I want to do is I want to have rankings for people based on, really, I mean, we'll both be monitoring the forum very regularly, so I want to have rankings that are based on, are you contributing? How accurate is your advice? I don't want someone on our forum to have a tag that says top contributor when that's just based on replying +1 or whatever else. I want it to be based on, oh, I saw that guy make a really good reply to someone. I go and check his post history. I make sure all the advice he's giving is accurate and awesome and all that kind of stuff. And then I can put like a Linus approved advice seal next to his post.
We should have individual ones.
And yes.
Linus approved, Slick approved, Diesel approved.
Yeah, so we can do multiple tiers of rankings so that we can find a way to really differentiate, no matter how many posts you've made or haven't made, really differentiate the people who we see as top contributors right from the very start. So you come in, you make 10 posts and they're awesome. I would love to give you a better ranking, even though you haven't made a lot of posts, you haven't been a member for a long time. So that's another way where I want to be really friendly to new members, especially guys who are willing to be helpful.
We should have that, but I think there might also be room for like seals. Like those could be seals. I don't know. I think we should get viewer input from this too, but we could have like seals, like no, like the Linus Seal of Excellence or like the Slick Seal of Excellence or whatever.
I still want to start the League of Linus.
The League of Linus.
Yeah, LOL.
Yeah.
LOL.
Kind of already taken, but
whatever, man. All right. Thank you for your commitment. I love your videos and Slick. Thank you. Is Slick ever going to have his own YouTube channel? Heaven forbid. That guy's so ugly. So ugly I have to cover him up in the live stream. Look at this guy. Ugh. Slick, Linus seems to make fun of you a lot. Have you ever considered pimp slapping him?
It happens, but rarely.
I'll be doing an unboxing of that microphone soon. ASUS, for sure. Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing about subreddit. Subreddit will never have direct control over. We'll never be able to label our top contributors. We'll never be able to, no.
You get to be a mod of it and whatever.
Okay, why am I driving traffic to their website?
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Yeah. I cruise around. I'm not going to give out my username, but I cruise around, build a PC and keyboards and a bunch of other tech-based subreddits. That's pretty much all the subreddits that I follow are tech-based subreddits. But I cruise around and I post. Again, I'm not going to say my name, but yeah.
Say my name, say my name. No one is around you. I've never heard of a Vex here. My RAM choices are Kingston, Corsair, I don't know, Mushkin, G-Skill.
Yeah.
Never heard of a Vex here, sorry. Yeah, that's probably a graphics card upgrade that'll help you the most. No one is talking. Are you guys serious? Aw, Nick's missing the live stream because he's on 4G. Linus plus forum profit. No, we're not actually planning to profit from the forum, but thank you.
I think he means profit as in this is a good idea, not necessarily profit in financial ways.
Oh, I get it. Okay. Nice Team Liquid sweatshirt, Slick.
Thanks.
If they're asking what is RAM, just send those links to Wikipedia. Yeah, don't... that. Well, no one asks what RAM is, though. Okay, so colors. Color schemes. Use neutral colors on the background so text is easy to read. Okay.
That's actually that's all good input. I'll look into that.
Michael wants a test of knowledge to join to join the forum. Michael, you are automatically banned.
I think that was the point of making it noob friendly. Is that there isn't a test of knowledge.
There's no test. We want everyone to be welcome at the Linus Tech Tips forum, except people who are sort of, what's it called?
Elitist.
Yeah.
Acknowledging someone who knows a lot isn't a bad idea, but just I think it's more trashing on people that we're trying to stay away from.
You have to add a user rating system? Yep, for sure. No, we're not automatically banning anyone who requests a build with no input at all, but what we will have is a sticky saying what information we do need, and then we can refer them to that. Yeah, we're definitely going to skin it. I don't know how much work we're going to be able to put into the skin, because like I said, I'm not planning to make it ad monetized. So we're not going to have a lot of money to spend on like graphic design, and I don't think Slick is very good.
I am probably ranking within the worst artists that have ever been born onto this planet, and I'm probably going to be the one. And one of us will probably be the ones that make the skin. So
no, Diesel can help.
Diesel can help.
Diesel can help.
I'll try and find a template, and hopefully Diesel can help. But in the early build, which I'm hopefully going to be doing this weekend.
Really?
Hopefully.
Oh, well there you go. That is what I pay him for. It's not as bad as I thought.
Hopefully doing this weekend. I don't entirely know if it'll go live, but it'll be running on my computer in the very early build, and once it's probably the first version that goes live, will probably not look insanely pretty, but we'll work on it.
Okay, well Malvin thinks V-Bulletin's just fine. I should devote a forum just to stalking you? Absolutely not. Building a PC versus NCIX building one, or Hackintosh versus a Mac Pro? Build a Hackintosh, don't like buy a Mac. Just make sure the hardware is compatible. As for building a PC versus having NCIX do it, it doesn't matter. If you're lazy, then you can have NCIX build it. The additional benefit is they'll do a 1-year warranty on the system itself.
And it's honestly not that expensive. I don't know. I've
Like
got a
50
buddy.
bucks.
I've got a buddy that every computer that he gets made, like he definitely knows how to build computers, but every computer that he gets, he gets it built by NCIX because he's just way too lazy to build it himself.
Michael, get the H100i. That one's newer. Okay, so we're not actually seeing that much feedback about the forum. Let's go back up to the top. Let's see if some of these 121 new interactions.
Oh, also, if we have a forum, I can post like the documentation from my benchmarking.
Oh yeah, that'd be kind of neat.
Yeah. So stuff that doesn't make it into the videos, the actual spreadsheet, so people can actually see it, stuff like that.
Right.
So people can download it and manipulate it themselves and whatnot. So you don't just have to see a video version of it. So that'd be kind of cool. That was a good point. That guy. I didn't see the guy's name, but someone said that.
Jason asks when we plan on launching, and obviously soon. Okay, so I think we've spent enough time on this topic. We can go back and have a look at some of these tweets after. Any tips for? You know what? Have a look at some of your topic suggestions for tonight. Let's do some more just general. Why don't we give the Twitch chat some love? Let's see what they want to know. These guys go so fast that I can never. Wow, there's a good suggestion. See, let someone make a forum skin and make a contest out of it. I mean, the thing I don't like about contests sometimes is just because
Someone always gets hurt.
someone's feelings always get hurt, no matter what. Someone's feelings are always hurt.
It's
Okay.
like if someone makes something for you, no matter what it is, if you don't like it for whatever reason,
Yeah.
say like even if it's incompatible or if there's like some weird reason that isn't necessarily that you don't like it, but you can't use it for some reason, it'll always hurt that person. So making a contest, we only get to use one.
Yep.
Like it's not like the Corsair keyboard video where we're like, yeah, we're gonna give away 5 keyboards, except we're gonna give away 7 keyboards and like 35 versions of Assassin's Creed because we're ridiculous. I don't know. Why is this coming here?
Why would this not be coming here?
Not that it's not amazing.
I dropped my T-virus though, so I'm super not thrilled about that.
Depressing, is there, Mark?
I don't know, let's check. So I had some, nope, looks like it's okay. So I had someone ask about the status of my personal build, so here it is. As you can plainly see, there is no status update, so here's my T-virus. Here, I'll put the T-virus down. Here's the rig. Oh! Okay. So basically, I've actually unprogressed since last time I posted about it. So you can see my 590 is covered in drywall dust. because it was in the... Yeah, that's really not good. Like, I have no idea how I'm going to clean it now. My CPU socket is now empty, because I had to borrow the CPU for something. And then and then 2 of my RAM sticks are gone, because one of my Linus Edition RAM sticks that was in my wife's computer died.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I'm super not thrilled. So now I have 5 sticks.
Take the spreaders off.
You can't. Trust me. The adhesive, you'd bend them before you'd get them off. And they're 2 pieces. There's an outside piece and an under piece. Like, trust me, it's not going to work.
Talking about that later, I'll help you.
You can... Oh, okay.
I guarantee you I can get it off.
If you can. I have some other RAM I could put them on, but... so yeah, I took 2 of those out. Although I've got my RAID card wired up correctly now. And I've got a list in here of all the additional things that I still need to do in terms of cutting things and all that. So really, there's probably only about 8 hours of work left in it, but I've spent so much time on upgrading the studio that I'm putting in the garage that I just haven't had any time to spend on this. So, yeah, between that and the baby, it's just really, really tough. Want to find us another Twitter question?
Twitter question?
Or Twitch.
Or Twitch. Someone say something on Twitch.
It's not even in real time. They're like 10 seconds, 15
Is it?
seconds behind us.
Oh. Oh my god, it's so quick. I actually can't read one of them.
People say hi, Slick. Chicken
Hello.
nuggets, potato, StarCraft 2,
Cats.
Slick, do you even lift? Show us your lifting. Here you go.
I can't do it.
Can't do it? The T-Virus, you can't lift this
T-Virus
awesomeness?
T-Virus is too heavy.
Too heavy.
It's the weight of how great it is.
I know. I just know. I know. Okay.
My first topic, which I don't think will take very long, Glossy versus matte, and why it's important.
Glossy versus matte. Okay, here we go. Hold on, let me write this down. Okay, we're ready.
Okay, so I've been looking through Black Friday sales as long as, I mean, the same as I bet a lot of you have. I've been looking for a new monitor, and there's a couple really good options, and a couple of the really good options are glossy, and I just can't do it. I can't bring myself to buy a glossy monitor.
Okay, we should clarify. Glossy screen
Glossy bezel.
or glossy bezel?
Glossy bezel.
Okay.
I like matte screen too because they don't get glare problems, but then I usually just blackout blind my room.
Really?
Yeah.
And then you get your bag of Cheetos.
I'm that guy.
You're that
guy. I've blackout blinded most rooms that I've been in. Where I am right now, it's not as easy, but I have curtains.
Seriously?
I have curtains.
Blackout blinds?
Blackout blinds.
Oh my goodness.
My parents' place is horrible because there's a huge double like sliding glass door behind me.
So you blackout blinded?
I did not blackout blind it.
Okay.
I blackout blind my room. I don't blackout blind
like
public
general
areas.
living areas. Like, so when Slick moves out and has his own house,
I will blackout blind everything. It will be a dungeon. I'm kidding. I'll blackout blind where my computer is.
But you'd put your computer in the basement if you had one.
Yes.
So you'd be like, so
you have to have a nerd dungeon.
You'd be one step above living in your mom's basement.
I'd be living in my own basement. I definitely want, like, one of my dreams for when I move out is like the best, most epic nerd dungeon ever. Like, I want arcade machines.
Arcade machines?
I want arcade machines.
Do you have any idea how expensive those are?
They're quite a bit, but you can make your own.
Yeah, but I can tell you, you can't afford to make your own because I know how much I pay you.
I said this is when I move out. This is later on in life. But
so
yeah,
you're saying
you can make your own.
You're not gonna work for me forever?
You can.
I'll pay you more.
Sweet. You can make your own fairly easily, actually, especially with a lot of the like ITX kind of hardware and software you can get now.
Yeah, there's like MAME emulators and stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's not legit though. You have to have a legit pinball machine and like a legit like.
Yeah,
Space
and like
Invaders.
I would want those. I would really, really want those. But at the beginning, I would probably kind of just.
No, that's
build
just
something.
lame because if you settle, then you'll never upgrade it.
I don't know. Because you'd have to like you don't want to find like the one that some dude has just had forever and doesn't take care of it and just like uses it as like something to put his beer on. Like you don't want that. You want to go find the quality one.
No. You find a black light, you go over it. If it's clean, it's okay.
But like I mean like dents, all that kind of stuff. Like I would want one that's still in good condition.
You want one without dents.
Well, brutal dents.
Where are you gonna find that?
Brutal dents. There's a
You're a brutal dent.
there's a like museum kind of thing down in the States.
Okay, so you're gonna steal from a museum.
No. They help you find them.
Look at this guy.
I didn't say we're gonna steal from a museum. They help you find them.
I mean, if
they
you're gonna
help
steal
you...
from a museum, steal priceless artifacts. Don't steal arcade machines.
But
You're thinking small here.
I'd much rather an arcade machine than a circuit.
I'm gonna let you finish, but Beyonce had the best album.
How did we
and
get
you're
here?
trash.
How did we get here from Matt
You're
versus
trash.
Glossy?
Your singing is trash compared to Beyonce.
What?
I heard you sing.
Of course, but I don't claim that I'm a good singer. How did we get here?
I think we started with Glossy versus Matt monitors.
We did.
Okay. So let me put it this way. I mean, I don't own a single Glossy monitor.
Neither do I.
My TV has a glossy bezel, as you can see.
Yeah.
However, my TV was a wedding present. And as we discussed before, there's no way to reject a wedding present due to the screen's glossy. I'm afraid I cannot accept this 52-inch television as my wedding present.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, pay attention when you're buying monitors. Unless you just don't care, but I would highly suggest making sure that you get one with a matte bezel.
You know what? A lot of people okay, because in theory you should never touch it. So why does it matter?
But it collects dust more easily.
Mm-hmm.
It just generally looks dirty, and you're gonna move it from time to time. It's gonna happen.
I think the biggest problem for me with glossy surfaces is that unlike paint, the glossier, the more durable, and the easier it is to clean.
Keep going.
Seems like with plastic, the glossier it is, the easier it is to scratch up and destroy.
Yeah, it just looks like crap over time. Like you can see what are they even called? Idea pads, ThinkBooks, the IBM laptop.
Yeah.
Like super general one.
ThinkBooks.
They're always ThinkBooks something. Yeah, they're always like matte everywhere. And even if they're super super old, like my grandma has one that she's had for a really long time. She got it with Windows 95 originally, and it's like still a super old. I keep it because it has a COM port, so I can plug it into like old things and manage them. Anyways, it's all matte.
Is that what you stole from the museum?
No! We got her a new computer, and then she didn't want that one, so she's going to get rid of it, so I took it so I can plug it into things with the COM port. Anyways, it's matte everywhere, and it still looks new, except for the fact that it's like that thick. But like, all the plastics still look new, because it's all matte and totally
gray.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like blacky gray, but yeah.
You know what? A lot of people message me about, those cheapo Korean monitors on eBay?
Yeah.
So you can get 2560 by 1440, like IPS. I think they're usually A- grade panels. LG IPS A- grade panels. Lots of different monitors, lots of different IDs. For those of you who don't know, ID refers to industrial design, so it's like the design of the product, what it looks like. So I was looking at them yesterday. Lots of options. So they got ones with just DVI in. They've got ones where you can supposedly overclock the panel to faster than 60 hertz. No, seriously.
I believe it. I'm just surprised.
They've got ones where they've got lots of different inputs. They've got like tons of different options. Not a single one of them has a matte bezel.
Yeah, I was not surprised. I expected that, and I'm not really that surprised. I don't know. Glossy just seems like the go-to, and I have no idea because it looks good in a store. It looks good on display, and there's a lot.
It does not. It gets dusty instantly in a store, the same way it does at your house.
But they clean it every single night.
Yeah, in theory.
They're supposed
Your
to.
magical store. Like,
I'm just saying, but like, I don't know.
It looks good in pictures.
Yeah.
It looks good in renders. Because with pictures, it's impossible not to catch the lights.
Right, exactly. Or like edited photos. But like, it's more of a sales pitchy kind of thing, not a I've used this kind of thing before that had a glossy surface and I hated it kind of thing.
Here's what I want to know. Does it cost that much more to make a matte bezel?
I don't know. When I first started seeing, like, when Glossy started being really popular, I was actually surprised because I assumed it cost more. It looks like it would cost more.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I know they have to put more protective crap on it in order to protect it from shipping.
Because they always, like, seal it.
Yeah, they always have to seal it, so there's probably tooling involved in something to do with that, or, like,
really
some kind of dye to cut out the plastic. But I mean, someone has to put it on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it's probably a machine, but like...
You're a machine. Machine smash. And you're wearing green.
That's Hulk, not machine.
Well, I didn't say you were the Hulk.
You said machine smash.
Yeah.
And Hulk doesn't say machine smash.
No, he doesn't. But you're a machine, not Hulk.
What's
wrong with you? Now he thinks he's the Hulk.
Why does a machine have to be green?
A bunch of people on YouTube tell him he's hot, and now he thinks he's the Hulk.
That wasn't the point. Why does the machine have to be green?
Your name isn't Bruce Banner.
I wish I was Bruce Banner. Because awesome.
Except that I'd be dead right now. I'm glad you're not.
No, remember from Avengers, he's always angry and can control it, so you wouldn't be dead right now because you pay me.
But you've never necessarily, like, hulked before, so maybe this would be the first time, and you wouldn't have control. Because you're still young.
Right.
Yeah, he's younger than me, like a lot younger, even though he's much larger.
11 is not a number. On a previous stream, someone asked me how old I was, and I said 11, and then someone thought I was actually 11.
Hold on, I have a question for the Twitch chat. We're going to Twitch chat right now. Twitch chat. Tell me something like this. Tell me if there's anyone who actually prefers a glossy bezel. Come on, guys. Tell me what we got. Who prefers a glossy bezel?
Yes, I love physics.
No.
Yes, I saw one yes.
I saw one I prefer glossy. People say largely that it doesn't matter. Twitch chat is just impossible to follow. How fast is this moving?
Can't you put it on slow mode?
Yeah, but people complain when I put it on slow mode. This is the problem with having 2,000 people watching. Alright, back to Twitter, because Twitch chat is impossible. I love you guys, but it's impossible. Oh, this is interesting. Synapse 2.0 apparently got an update. So now when you lose the internet, it goes into offline mode so you can still use your key bindings. So what's your take on Synapse now? So Synapse is Razer's software that allows you to use the cloud to back up all your preferences for your peripherals and stuff.
I'm okay with it now.
Okay.
That was my only real problem.
There we go.
If you fix my only real problem, that's okay. I'm surprised they overlooked it, but that seemed like it was fixed pretty quickly.
Okay.
So that's cool. I'm cool with that.
I have not seen the MSI M-Power RAM, although I suspect it's RAM, just like all other RAM. Clinton says, I have a $5 capture card and a $90 one. They both look the crap. What do you suggest as an alternate composite video capture card? Not HDMI.
Oh.
Honestly, I don't have many suggestions.
You can adapter off. Whatever.
Adapter off of what?
HDMI.
Yeah, but there'll have to be some kind of it'll have to be an active adapter.
Well, the Live Gamer HD can adapter off. We were doing DVI and DVI. We weren't doing HDMI and HDMI.
Well, no, but that's composite. That's an analog signal.
Composite video.
Yeah. No, that won't work.
Okay.
The Blackmagic Intensity Pro does do composite. But it's a $200 capture card, but it's a professional grade capture card.
And it's really volatile.
And it causes blue screen sometimes.
It just dies constantly.
Well, no, if you have it in the right motherboard, it doesn't die constantly.
Right.
If anyone's wondering why we have the kinds of technical difficulties we do, it's like,
nothing ever works. We get pre-release stuff, we get niche stuff.
Beta drivers.
We're always running ridiculous things.
Like state-of-the-art stuff that, like, thing A works, thing B works, but thing A plus B, just explosion.
Because usually if we have a video about it, if it's on release, and we release the video on release, we probably filmed it a really long time ago. When they were still, like, you couldn't download the drivers for it. It came on, like, some unlabeled disc where someone wrote with a marker, like, beta driver, and then what number. Like, it's usually pretty sketchy setup.
I remember there was one motherboard where I was getting driver updates in my inbox, like, every 2 days.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is the point of me even starting to test this platform? If they're sending me new driver releases every 2 days that will completely invalidate, or not driver, BIOS releases, that will completely invalidate everything I already ran.
Yeah, exactly.
Why would I even bother to start on this? And that happened all the way up till about 3 days from release. And I'm like, what about all the motherboards you already built? Are they shipping with a BIOS that's not good enough? Like, not naming any names or anything, but just, a lot of, you guys ask me a lot of the time, Linus, why don't you ever recommend this brand or ever recommend this thing? Assume there's a reason. Let's just put it that way. Assume I know and assume there's a reason. Okay. People could submit their own reviews that could be voted up in a database. That would be kind of fun as a forum idea.
That'd be cool because we can't see everything.
Yeah. It's a good Sandy Bridge upgrade. You know what? Here, let's go into another topic. Why don't you get a topic for us?
Okay. This actually builds into what you were just talking about, brand favoritism.
Ah, yes.
People ask why I suggest ducky keyboards a lot. Okay, this one's not even necessarily brand favoritism. I've had quite a few people go like, oh, I see you suggest a lot of keyboards on Twitter. Why are they all duckies? It's because 99% of the people that ask me for a keyboard on Twitter are asking for a keyboard with backlights. A mechanical keyboard with backlights. So if you don't want a very specific colored backlight, and it's mechanical like if you want a blue backlight, there's 3 options.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
If you want a white backlight, there's 2 options. And if you want any other color, there's 1 option. So
Cooler Master has some more now as well, actually.
Cooler Master does?
Yeah, I think they have some backlit ones. Quickfire something. There's one in the mail to us, but it's shipped by USPS, so it'll get here when it does.
Whenever it feels like it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, well that's cool, but like the reason why I suggest a lot of duckies is like, in my opinion, it's like Ducky and Philco. Or like the legit like top tier keyboard that's just completely utterly badass.
G710 Plus.
Really, really good. I don't have enough usage with it yet personally because I've typed on it for like 3 seconds
Okay.
to really decide.
Okay, I'll give you that. But Logitech, as far as actual like software goes,
is legit as hell.
way better than probably
like,
anyone else.
Logitech could blast up there. I believe in Logitech because
I'm
their
gonna go get the
peripherals are
G710
awesome.
Plus, but you can
But
talk. Okay, here, cover this tweet.
Wait until they come up with one with blue switches. That's my whole thing.
I know.
I'm a blue switch guy, so for me to really, really like something, it's going to be blue switches. What am I doing for tweet?
No, that tweet that's up there right now in my email. Okay, this tweet is everything that's wrong with like PC enthusiasts. So I got a tweet from someone, I'm not going to name any names, at Linus Tech. I really don't like Apple. If I get an iPad, iPhone, iPod, whatever, then I would sell it directly because it is the worst OS ever with 2 R's and 5 exclamation marks. So let me put it this way, because I was making a point. I'm not a fan of anything. I'm not some kind of zealot. I have an iPhone. I chose the iPhone because it was the best choice at the time. Android was still in the gingerbread stage, which was rubbish, and the devices out there were not very good. So I got an iPhone 4. Android devices are way better now, with stuff like the Galaxy S3 being the sellingest phone ever. And yeah, ever, right?
Yeah, I was just going to bring up that the Nexus 4 sold out. Just like
Oh yeah, Nexus 4 might come up on it, but I mean S3's been out for so long.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying like Android's selling. Android in general is selling like hotcakes right now.
So the point I was trying to make is that iPhone is a great phone. That's it. It's not open for debate. They've sold millions and millions and millions and millions, and there's lots of happy customers. Just because it's not good for you, because someone was saying that it's the worst OS ever. Really? Worse than Windows ME? And now I'm just picking on Microsoft. Is it worse than Windows 95? Actually, 95 is okay. I'm not going to pick on 95. Was it worse than... I personally liked Vista, but in your mind, was it worse than Vista?
Okay.
Like, you see my point here, right?
Yeah, we talked about this in the car, and like you guys all know, I fight for Android, and I will continue to fight for Android. But if my grandpa asks for a phone, why would I suggest Android? That doesn't seem like a good idea. That seems like a terrible idea. I want something that he can grab it, and it will be set up immediately, and he won't have to do anything with it, and he can just send emails and send text messages and call people.
So the point is that if it's not great for you, that doesn't mean necessarily...
That doesn't mean it might not be great for someone else.
That doesn't mean it sucks.
Yeah. Like my mom has a non-smartphone Android, and I wish I would have just gotten her to get an iPhone because she constantly struggles with it. Because, like, very simple cues she doesn't really pick up on all the time, which, like, very simple to me. But iPhone seems a lot more intuitive for her usage scenario. So it depends what usage scenario you're being for. So it might be the worst OS ever to you.
Ever!
But it's not necessarily the worst OS ever to everyone else. Again, in my opinion, for me especially, and for I think probably a vast majority of our viewers, Android will probably suit you better, but that doesn't mean that iOS is inherently bad. Now, like, okay, Apple Maps is bad.
Okay, but I have still managed to avoid updating to iOS 6.
Right.
So
right.
there, bam.
Right.
Okay, so fanboyism in general is terrible, and I just want to put it this way: being a zealot of anything makes you lame. What have you got?
I'll just bring it up. Okay, but in cases where it kind of makes sense is when they have like great support or great warranty. So you can like the brand because of how much they will help you, but then if their products suck, that's not going to help. So you should look at the individual products, and then if you find two equals, go with a brand that you know has awesome support.
But that's not being a zealot. Like, being a zealot
No.
is supporting something that we just know is bad. I mean, something like, okay, honestly, you know what? Anyone who bought an original Pentium 4 Extreme Edition, tune out now. Just tune out now. Stop watching. Go away. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Because it was an obviously inferior product. I mean, you're probably a little bit too young for this, aren't you?
I was not crazy into computers.
Okay, the Pentium 4 Extreme Edition, I think it was the 925XE was the first one. I think. I could be wrong. Terrible product. It ran so hot, and it was so slow compared to the FX chip that it was up against, which would have been the FX 51 or 53 or something along those lines. The FX, AMD started this whole $1,000 desktop processor thing. And, like, guys, you know, if you think if you're all like, blah, 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 you know, AMD loves the consumer, that's why they have $200 processors. AMD has $200 processors because that's how much people will pay for their processors. When they thought they could get $1,000 for a chip, they were all over that like white on rice. They started this whole Extreme Edition thing that Intel continues to do. So it was a just horrible product compared to what else was out there. People bought it. I know that people bought it. So that, to me, is being a zealot, because AMD and Intel both have a long track record of good reliability, blah, 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 all that good stuff, except we knew that they cost the same, and we knew that the Extreme Edition was dramatically slower. Yeah. And otherwise equal in every possible way. Ooh, it had hyperthreading. But it was still slower, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like, that's what I mean, though. But, like I don't know.
Hey, let's talk video cards, maybe.
Like 9800. It's just reskinned.
Which one's that?
9800?
Yeah, but that doesn't have to do with brand favoritism.
But that's like, it was a reskin, and a lot of people... Oh, yeah, I guess that's not really brand favoritism. No. See, why do I even invite him to these things? It's just so that you guys can, like, look at him. But a lot of people would upgrade to it just because they believed. They're
we
like,
didn't see that much.
It's new from... I knew a lot of people that did.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But they're like, oh, it's new. I have an 8800 GTX, and my 8800 GTX is good, and it's NVIDIA. So NVIDIA came up with something new. That means it's obviously awesome. I should upgrade.
Okay. Well, okay. So I see what you mean.
Blind faith and brand.
Blind upgrading when you actually don't need it because you have that blind faith and that zealotism. So that's almost like
read a review.
Apple zombie syndrome.
Yeah. Oh my God, new iPad. I have no idea what just happened, but I'm gonna buy one.
See, that's another thing, guys. Like, you guys give me a really hard time for owning an iPhone. I don't own an iPhone 5. I don't own a 4S. I didn't own a 3GS. And I didn't own whatever. What came before that?
Wasn't it just 3?
3G. I didn't own a 3G, and I didn't own an iPhone. I have owned one iPhone ever because my company said, we're getting you a phone. What do you want? So I picked this. That was it. I had actually only spent money on an Apple product once in my life, and it was when I dropped my keys on my iPad, and I cracked the screen, and I think it was $200 to get a brand new iPad from the store because it was under warranty or something. So I didn't even buy my iPad. I just replaced it when it was broken.
Right.
So that was the only time. So guys, I don't... Oh yeah, here's another one. Has anyone ever told Linus that you look like Eminem? I actually get that a lot, and I don't see it. Do you see it?
No. Doesn't Eminem... No.
No. Yeah. See, guys, no. I get it a lot, though.
White guy with blonde hair. Is that what they're saying?
Well, I dyed my hair blonde once.
But it's like blonde-ish. I don't think his is straight blonde. I don't really know.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't really see it. I don't know.
Okay. You know what? This is a question that's going to lead us into another discussion topic. So, discussion topic for right now is Stop asking me what is the best monitor. Stop asking me what is the best case. Stop asking me what is the best mouse. Stop asking me what is the best keyboard. I could go on for a while. If it's something that's subjective, I cannot tell you. You can ask me, I mean, even, I sent out this tweet earlier, and I had a lot of people tweet back at me and go, well, Linus, what they really mean to ask you is, what are you using? To which I would reply, it's probably not relevant, because what I'm using, for example, for my monitor is a 305T Plus from Samsung. You can't buy it. It's discontinued. So what am I going to do? I'm not going to recommend it because you can't buy it. In fact, same thing goes for my mouse. People ask me, oh, what's the best mouse? And I'll say this and this. And they'll say, oh, well, what mouse do you use? And I say, well, I use an Akari Laser. Good luck trying to buy one because they're dead now. Well, they're not dead. They still work. Mine works.
They're hard to find.
But you can't find them anymore. So if you want to ask a question like, what is the best monitor? Ask me a question like, what is the best monitor for gaming? Refresh rate is most important to me, or color is most important to me, because what happens is I end up having to ask probing questions. And what happens on Twitter, if I have to ask you, so if you send me, so here, let's simulate this. Ask me a question.
What is the best keyboard?
What is your keyboard for?
Gaming.
Do you need macro keys or not?
No.
Do you type a lot?
Yes.
Okay, go with a DAS keyboard.
What switches?
They both have blues. Okay, but don't be a smart guy. The blue one. Calm down. So my point is, I don't see every tweet. If we have to go back and forth 4 times, you're never going to get an answer. So don't ask me, Linus, can you configure a PC for me? You know what? Go on ncix.com, go to buy a PC, and then find a computer, and then say, Linus, is this a good computer, or what would you change? And then I can send you a summary, and Slick can do the same thing. He's super technical too. What would you change? And we'll go, oh, well, you know, downgrade this, upgrade this. You can hit approximately that same price point, get 10% better performance. But if you're just like, Linus, I'm not willing to put the work into it. What should I get for custom water cooling? I'm going to say, look, man, this is Twitter. I have 140 characters to tell you a full custom water cooling loop. I don't know what case you have. I don't know what CPU socket you're using. I don't know what graphics card you have. I don't know if you even want to water cool your graphics. I don't know what your budget is.
Like, we want to help you, but it's a lot better if you give us, like these are very specifically what I want, or, like these
asking,
2 things.
Okay, saying I want a great gaming keyboard with blue backlight.
Like, that helps.
We can help you.
That helps a lot.
But if it's like, what's the best keyboard?
It's way too general.
What's the best keyboard?
I don't know.
Well, you tell me. What do you use?
I use a non-backlit ducky with blue screen.
Well, that one has a wire. I don't like wires. I want wireless.
Stop.
Do mechanical switches inherently use more power? Why don't we have any wireless mechanical keyboards?
Because wireless keyboards are, okay, the whole, like, mindset of having a mechanical keyboard goes against the, like, latency issues that are inherited by a wireless
But they
setup.
have very low latency wireless.
You can yourself make, using, like, wireless dongles and whatnot, you could make a...
Yeah, but then you'd end up with like okay, people want wireless because they want something elegant, not because they want some Franken keyboard with like wires coming out of it here and like screws drilled through.
So, like, random USB dongle just like shooting out of the back.
Yeah, that's still a wire. Just saying.
No, I mean like the stick, just the stick. You can, don't worry about it. It's just like uber low latency, N key rollover, like all this kind of stuff is the whole mindset of mechanical. So why would you go wireless? Why would you have a mechanical keyboard for your like media PC?
Well, yeah, but maybe I just don't like, maybe I want to have a great typing experience and I don't want wires. There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't know. The market's not there, is my guess.
I would have thought the market
there might also be another reason, but I'm not entirely sure.
I would have thought the market wasn't there for mechanical keyboards in general, but we've got at least like 3 or 4 like
there's entire forums dedicated to it.
Well, yeah, exactly, but it's still a niche thing, comparatively speaking. Compared to memory and keyboards, like memory keyboards, it's totally niche.
Yeah. It's becoming more popular though. Logitech's embraced it.
Yeah, someone must have a wireless keyboard at some point, like mechanical keyboard at some point. So
This
anyway,
test is not going to be applicable.
some of this came from a tweet that I got that was oh yeah. Another thing, guys, is if you've already Googled it and you already can't find it, like the odds are excellent that if you Google like 120 hertz monitor with great viewing angles and you couldn't find anything like that, the odds are excellent it's because it doesn't exist. And tweeting me about it actually won't help. So I had someone tweet me, do you know a 120 hertz monitor with great viewing angles, or at least better than average? And the answer is no, because 120 hertz monitors are all using TN panels. They're using TN panels that are overclocked like mad in order to get the pixels to switch fast enough between color A and color B in order to keep up with that 120 hertz refresh rate. TN monitors have rubbish viewing angles, rubbish color reproduction, and rubbish color depth. That's just all there is to it. However, they are much, much faster than VA, IPS, or PLS panels, which is good for gaming. However, I personally prefer my 305T Plus for gaming. It's a VA panel, it's slow as heck, I can see the motion blur, but it doesn't bother me that much. Input lag is very discernible if I have anti-aliasing on, so I keep it off. I like the high resolution, the deep colors, and the accurate colors. That enhances my gaming experience. So you might go, oh, okay, Linus, I'm not going to ask you what's the best monitor, but I'll ask you what's the best gaming monitor. To which I would go, I don't know, man. You want resolution? You want color accuracy? You want color depth? You want speed? I don't know. You want 3D?
These are all, again, this brings up the forum thing again. These are
Right.
all a lot better questions for a forum.
Yes.
We don't have the typing space to deal with it in Twitter. I think that's more what he's complaining about.
You know what we need in the forum? We need like a section with like Slick's picks.
Yeah.
And like Linus's, I don't know. There's nothing that catchy. Slick's picks is way better. Although it sounds like like the nose and the Slick's picks.
I don't think
And we'll
it
have,
does.
oh my goodness, no, double meaning. Slick's picks, where I try to take pictures of you picking your nose. So it's pics of his picks, and they're Slicks.
Wow. Wow.
No? That shouldn't be an entire forum section?
No, I don't think so.
Okay then. Let's go back to more topics that I had sort of. Oh yeah, here. Okay, riddle me this. Why do people buy phones without a contract?
This tweet's point is iPhone is...
No, don't worry about that one. This one. Just that. Yeah. Why would you buy a phone without a contract? Riddle me this. Like, phones are like $600. It's a lot of money.
I think you're already on a contract, so you just switch what phone you're using.
Okay.
So, like, if someone had...
Why are you switching your phone?
Because you want a new one. I wouldn't. I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm trying to fight for the guys that do. Like, I've got a friend at school that really, really wanted the Nexus 4. I don't know what he has right now, but he really, really wanted a Nexus 4. So he was waiting to buy a Nexus 4 online. He already has a contract. He just wanted a new phone. You and me aren't... I like Android and I play around with my Android, but I'm definitely not as crazy as, one of my friends. Other than that, I'm pretty much the craziest in our group. But like some of the guys that follow me on Twitter have commented on stuff that's a little bit over my head, and I've looked it up and figured it out. But yeah, but like if you're a phone advocate, it might be worth for you to buy a new phone. You're just buying a new piece of technology.
Okay.
I'm sure they know it's not.
But the release cycles on them are so fast.
That's true. But like if you have the money to spend and that's what you're really into, then why not?
I would make the argument that any phone from the last couple of years is a phone already and does pretty much anything that you could possibly need. Okay, tell me what you can do with your Nexus, or whatever that thing is, Galaxy S3, that you couldn't do with your Nexus S.
A lot of the games. A lot of the games on my Nexus S would lag. Emulators. Emulators would lag. Some of the higher end emulators would lag.
Okay.
This is just generally faster.
Okay.
Which it has a way nicer... Even though I had Jelly Bean on my Nexus S, this one's Jelly Bean, due to its hardware advancements, is a lot snappier, a lot faster, and a lot more fluid. And I can go from, like, playing a game. I can be in the middle of playing a game and just, like, tap home button and just send an email and jump back into the game. On my Nexus S, it would be like, tap home button. Oh, God. The game has to, like, decide that it's quitting now.
Okay, see, this is yet another like iOS thing. I'm kind of spoiled. I don't have that.
You don't have what?
Like, there's no lag. I can exit a game and then go do something else and go back
Yeah,
into
but
it.
I'm talking about pretty intense games, not
Intense
Angry
games?
Birds.
What's an intense game on a phone though?
They have higher end games.
Like that Blade one or whatever, Infinity Blade.
I don't know.
Infinity Blade's supposed to have good.
The
graphics. That was a
only-
long time ago.
The only games I have on my phone are from Humble Bundle.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, fine. You've made your point. Okay, I kind of understand. I mean, it's been a long time.
It's
since...
just not really your thing.
Yes, phones are not my thing.
Yeah, so like you can't hate on someone for enjoying something, really.
I suppose.
Best case, best.
No, this is related to the same thing.
Oh.
Oh, okay. You know what? Let's do a little bit of Twitter Q&A because we've really abandoned the poor peeps on Twitter tonight. 320 new interactions. All right, here we go. All right, I was wondering if you could suggest a good gaming keyboard with macro keys. I also type a lot, so it need to be good for typing. You know what? Actually, G710 Plus would be a great choice. There.
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
Bam. Okay, here. Spend some time with the G710 Plus. I'll do Twitter questions for a bit. See what you think.
Okay.
Because the build quality, like, feels
No, I saw it for a little bit.
pretty solid to me. All right, 27-inch monitor with 2 to 3 millisecond response time. Don't care about the hertz and a matte bezel under $400. What would you recommend? You know what, Ian? You've got such a good idea of what you want. You might as well just type that all into Google and find it. However, 2 to 3 millisecond response time is totally unrealistic. So this is where you're asking me for something that actually doesn't probably exist. Wow, a lot of people are asking me to unbox the Razer Ouroboros. So I should probably do something about that. I haven't actually... Can I email this to myself? I don't know. In Hootsuite, I can email myself a tweet to remind me. But I will try to remember to deal with that because a lot of people have asked me for that. And now I've lost where we were.
Oh.
What have you done, Slick?
I didn't do anything to you.
Okay, here we go. We're typically at around 1 gig for most modern games. However, more gigs is only really useful for higher res or many displays. Nick, that has not been my experience. I've seen games use more than 1 gig of RAM. A contract with an S3 for 24 months will cost around 1K, but buy the phone for 400, and a 12-month contract is a better deal. Okay, Saeed, you live in the UK, obviously, and it might be different there, but here, trust me, it is a way better deal to just get the phone with a contract, especially because you have to get a service plan anyway. I know that wireless is really cheap in the UK, but here it's totally different because Canada's really big. And to a lesser extent, the US is quite big as well compared to the UK. In the UK, you put up like, what, 3 cell towers? And you have deployed the latest high-speed technology. Whereas the carriers in Canada have to... I mean, how many towers do you think they have to put up compared to like...
Oh, it's ridiculous. And then they don't even... They get like... a lot of carriers in Canada base their coverage off of population coverage, not land coverage. Did you know that? Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Because all they'll cover is like in BC, they'll cover like Vancouver and Victoria Island. And then like a little bit of Kelowna and stuff, and then they like don't go up from there. Seriously, look at.
Well, no, I've seen the Rogers map because it's just like the top is like empty.
Yeah, it's empty, and then it's like it like scoops up a little bit on the west coast, and then kind of goes like, and then jumps a bit when it gets to Ontario, and that's about it.
Right.
So like you're not really getting all of Canada covered.
So yeah, here the plans are actually super expensive. Like my cell phone's about $100 a month because I have to place some calls to the US, so I need a couple more advanced features for business. Nick Carter asks, is it possible to find this? Yes, it is. eBay has them. eBay.com. Go there. Search for 2560 times 1440. What is the best fan setup for the Corsair Obsidian? If I don't use the bottom fan mount, going to use an H100i in the top mounts. Just use Noctua F-Series for everything, and it will always be the best. Actually, I don't remember if the C70 has 140mm fans. You know what? Best fan setup is always easy. Find good fans, put them in your case. Yeah. Don't worry too much about it beyond that.
Yeah.
Linus, I've read a lot that you need 2 millisecond response time monitors to game. What max response time do you think is needed for gaming? Anyone who tells you need a 2 millisecond response time for gaming is an idiot. Because it doesn't exist. There's no such thing as a monitor with 2 millisecond response time that doesn't exhibit motion blur, which is exactly what the response time means. Response time it's rated in either gray to gray or whatever the other one is, and it means how quickly the pixels can change color. Pixels are not fast, they are slow. They are so slow compared to CRT, compared to DLP and projection. or in projectors compared to plasma. LCD pixels are slow. So any monitor that is rated at 2 milliseconds, you know right off the bat they are lying, because none of them are that fast. What's more important than the response time of the panel, because there's only like a half a dozen, maybe? I don't know how many panel manufacturers are left. There's LG Philips, there's Samsung, I think AUO still manufactures some. But there's only a few guys left actually manufacturing LCD panels. So it's all the same stuff. So it's not like one of them is like, whoa, way faster than something else because of like magic. So yeah, so anyone who tells you 2 milliseconds is lying. Also, the electronics of the monitor are in some ways way more important than the actual response time of the screen, since you know that that's going to be pretty much the same. So I have a monitor that has such bad input lag. So input lag, how long it takes between the monitor receiving the signal and actually sending that to the pixels before they change. So I'll go like this. It's like when I move the mouse. Like, it's just terrible. It's an older monitor. None of the new stuff's that bad. Mostly you just see like motion blur on VA panels. But where was I going with this? If you must have the fastest possible monitors, get a 120 Hz panel. BenQ's 2420T is excellent. ASUS's VG series, I think, is it VG, VH, something, whatever. Their 120 Hz and 144 Hz panels are as good as you're going to get. The colors are terrible. The viewing angles are terrible. Don't ask me if it's the best monitor, because it's not. But it is the fastest.
And, like, okay, it still matters if you're ridiculously hardcore, but the 2MS thing is kind of a sham. Just try and go for one that's good quality, like he was talking about.
Christian.
I'm ready to talk about this one.
Okay. Christian says he buys off contract for his phones, can get a better plan that is cheaper in the long run. Okay, again, depends how it works where you're from. In Canada, you do not get a cheaper plan for having your own phone.
No.
But this is educational for me. Now I understand why people do it, because here in Canada makes
people still do it here though.
Yeah, that I don't understand. I bought a phone case because my old one broke.
Ooh.
Slick's picks and Linus's finest. That's not bad for our like top top choices.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
Why hasn't cricket caught on in Canada? Well, the socks are an issue.
It's a very European game.
Yeah, I know. They wear those socks. Here.
And I think a lot of sports are influenced from like a really long time ago. And I think the whole America and Canada trying to separate themselves from their European grouping of countries might
Seriously, look at this guy.
Away.
Look at this guy. Look at him.
I don't think that's why people don't want to play it here.
Are you sure that's not why people don't want to play it? Look at him. I mean, here, it doesn't get any better. Look at these guys.
So look at curling.
Well, yeah, but curling's inexplicable too.
But it's huge in Canada.
Old people play it. It's like golf, where like old people can still do it, so maybe that's why it's popular. I mean, look at these guys. These guys are probably like super famous and awesome. Look how badass this guy looks. Look at that look on his face. And this guy's a dreamboat. But come on. They got like stars on their uniform and stuff.
Okay.
I mean, it's not getting any better for this game. Okay.
We get it.
This kid's pretty cool. Okay, fine. We're not going to pick on cricket anymore. I'm done. I'm done, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know what? I think it's just a cultural thing. I mean, hockey is Canada's sport. It's like you watch what your dad watches. It's like, why isn't... Oh boy, this is going to get ugly. But like, why isn't Christianity popular in the Middle East? Because your dad didn't believe in Jesus, so they never told you about it, and that's just... It's cultural. Everything is cultural. Why isn't curry popular in Great Britain? Because that's not what you grew up eating. So I grew up watching hockey. My dad watched hockey. There's hockey night in Canada. It's just built into the fabric of your culture. That's all it is.
I'm sure that has a lot to do with it.
That has a lot to do with it. Why is badminton not popular in North America? Fantastic sport. Fast-paced, super athletic, entertaining to watch, tons of fun to play, but everyone in North America thinks badminton is this. Plink, plink, plink. Badminton is not that. Badminton is 300 plus kilometer per hour smashes. But
I played tennis, and I thought badminton. I thought it was more than I think most people from where I grew up thought it was. But then after seeing him play, it's actually pretty freaking ridiculous. And after playing
I still remember
playing myself.
I still remember what you said to me the first, because I had to. It was a late filming night, and I took Slick with me to because I was like, I want to go play badminton tonight. Do you want to just like nap on the couch? There's a couch there, and you said something along the lines of like, "Holy crap, you're really fast."
Yeah. I did not expect him to be that fast at all.
He did not know the game was fast, though.
Yeah.
You have to be fast, but it hasn't caught on, and I don't know. Yeah, Slick's pick sounds like nude pics of Slick. You know what? We could add that to the forum.
Might drive traffic.
Yeah, it might drive traffic. Okay, guys, if you would come to our forum to see nude pics of him, then go away. Because he's really not that good looking. Let's cover him up again. Nude pics of Slick. I have 2 GTX 560s and SLI. Yes, your power supply is fine. What does Gosu mean?
I believe pro in Korean.
Pro in Korean?
It's from handsome. I think it's called handsomegamer.com. The big StarCraft caster has a site where he sells shirts, and they all reference StarCraft. And you'll say Gosu in StarCraft sounds really good. You don't care. Just keep going. I like it though. It's cool.
Do you feel the nostalgia of the days you wanted a Motorola Razr so badly? Actually, I don't. I've never been a phone guy. I've owned like 5 phones in my life over a span of like 10 years. So that should give you guys some idea what my upgrade cycle is. And it was always whatever was free with a contract or whatever like work offered me.
The only reason why I ever got a phone in the first place was so that I could get the cheapest phone with the cheapest plan that offered unlimited texting so that my girlfriend could text me. That was the only reason I got it. I got it so that she could talk to me.
I've never bought a phone. I just realized that. My mom bought me my first phone because it was like this cool Motorola thing. It was called the V-Box or something like that. It had a full keyboard. It was the first like cell phone, like mainstream cell phone. It was $200 with a plan that had a full keyboard. Then that one broke, so I got a warranty replacement of something else. And then that one died, so I used someone else's old phone. And then I got my job at NCIX, and they issued me a BlackBerry. And then that one got to be like 3.5 years old, and I was up for renewal. So then I got an iPhone with my plan, and it was provided by work. Right. I've never bought a phone. There you go. I just realized that. Learned something every day. Well, I didn't learn it, but I realized it. Sort of the same thing. Oh my goodness. It is not a 130 hertz monitor. Some people have managed to overclock the early ones. That's done now. In Soviet Russia, Google Linus is you. Okay, thank you, Peter. I have a level 10 GT. Wanted to know if I can keep my fan LEDs the same color at boot. I have no idea. I also don't know why that would matter. Linus's Lynx isn't bad. So you mean to say that you have to sacrifice qualities for high frame rates with a 120 hertz monitor? Yes. Yes, you do. The only way to get high frame rates, great color, and high frame rates are like fast frequencies, great color, and like great brightness and all that stuff is to have, a 60-pound CRT. I kind of wish someone still made like a 24-inch widescreen CRT. That'd be kind of awesome.
Well, I wonder what the shipping costs on those are nowadays.
Well, I mean, that was always a huge part of why CRTs were expensive.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like your pricing for that would have to be incredible.
Yeah, it would have to be just like horrible compared, and the volumes would be so low.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants a CRT. I mean, some people do, but they're very niche. Okay, we've got like, I thought I saw someone say something about tedious. Oh no, I thought someone said our conversation was tedious. If you guys don't like the conversation, I'm very sorry. Moderators from forums will be individually selected based on contribution in the forum. That much is set in stone at this point in time. What you got for a topic?
We've got a couple things. Probably CES.
Oh yeah. So guys, we mentioned a little while back that we're going to be at CES. So he and I, and Diesel's coming too now. Yay! Are going to be at CES this year. We are going to be doing all kinds of cool stuff. We want to know what's your priority. So the goal is to provide the most complete content possible. So we want to do video, Then we want to have pictures to go along with a little written article that has the video embedded in it. We want you guys to have the CES experience that you would have if you got to go, which you don't because you don't have an industry affiliation. Unless you do, in which case maybe I'll see you there. So what's the most important to you guys? Because there's a lot of aspects. Number one is there's the show floor itself, where you're going to have a lot of iPhone accessories. Like serious business. Like a third of the booths will be like iPhone crap. Then there'll be like the Intel thing, which will be like this huge thing and probably its own dedicated video or multiple videos. And then in between that, you've got guys like, Shuttle, for example, where they're like cool IT components showing off new stuff, but they're not Intel and they're also not iPhone accessories, where it's kind of cool stuff. Then you've got the suites. So guys like some of the boutique guys, like, an EVGA or someone like that, Corsair, might have all their new stuff on display in a suite in a nearby hotel. And finally, there's just the general hubbub. You guys want to see like the traffic and like just all the people around and like sort of some of the cool stuff going on outside the CES building. So what's your priority? What do you guys want to see? You want to see the show floor? You want to see the suites and focus on sort of what's on display more privately? Or do you want to focus on do you want to see keynotes and stuff? Which I don't think is going to be an option because we can't get press passes, but...
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, forget the keynotes. We can't bring you that. But do you guys just want, like, general footage of the whole thing? You want, like, the being there experience, right?
Yeah. But, like, also what...
Thanks for the contribution.
Like, you were talking pretty quick the whole time. What do you want me to do? When
I want to say something when you're talking, I just talk over you.
It's because you're a jerk. Do you want more of a focus on written articles? Do you want quick articles all the time, or do you want just like more in-depth, thorough articles? Like, yeah, just what do you guys want?
What do you want?
Loud computers.
Okay, well, we don't have to transition into that right away. We could actually read what they're saying.
Well, okay, I thought they were going to say it. Okay.
He wants no iPhone stuff.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
Is it useful having 4 gigs of VRAM? Yes. However, I have no idea how much VRAM future games will use because they're not here yet. When are you going to play Super Mario Brothers?
We said we gotta find out.
I have no idea.
We're both ridiculously busy, so finding time to sit down and bust through Super Mario Brothers is gonna be hard.
Yeah, Slick's in school. I work full time plus YouTube, so that should give you guys some idea.
Sinuses?
No, that's terrible.
What was I gonna say? But like we will, I think, at some point in time, we will get it done.
Maybe in the summer.
Yeah, it might take a long time, but it'll happen.
When we announce that the forum, we will announce that the forum is live the second it's live, guys.
Yeah.
Lenovo Twist. If you could get
do some testing for the forum. I might just post on my Twitter so we don't get completely ridiculously zerg rushed.
Right.
Because we will if we post it on your Twitter.
Right.
So I might just post it on mine, and I might just put it up for a little bit of time just to test certain things, and I'll probably have a theme, like post pictures or something.
Here's a good question. And asking me, I guess, actually, why don't we both answer? If you could have any phone now for free, would you go with an iOS phone or Windows or Android? Go.
I would love to I would love to try the new Windows one, but I would probably go with.
What if you were locked into it? Like, what if you're a cheap person like you are? He's like one of the cheapest people I know. What if you were cheap and you knew that whatever phone you pick, you're stuck with it for the next 3 years?
Nexus 4.
You'd go with the Nexus 4?
Yeah.
Done?
Nexus support is amazing. You'll always get the new OS upgrades. You always get all that kind of stuff. So Nexus 4.
Okay.
I love my S3. It's great. But if I'm locked into something, I would like it to be a Nexus. And I know I am, right? It sucks. Warranty issues. Anyways, if I'm locked into something, Nexus. And the newest one is a Nexus 4, and it's getting awesome reviews, and it's just generally great. So yeah, I'd go with Nexus 4, hands down.
I would get an iPhone 5. You know what? Okay. Not because I'm a zealot, but a couple of reasons.
You're used to the user experience.
I am used to it. I hate learning new things.
Yeah.
Although I have spent a fair amount of time with Android just because I have to, because it's my job. However, all the apps I own are on iOS. I have bought apps, and migrating is a pain. I have an iPad, and I don't like Android tablets yet. I haven't found one that I really, really like. I use my Galaxy Tab 10.1 to watch Flash videos. Other than that, I refuse to use it. I use the iPad. I use my TF700 again for watching Flash videos when the battery's dead on the Galaxy Tab because it's too heavy and the Galaxy Tab is lighter. I'm a really picky user, and I've had people say that I'm just like a really, like, don't be such a bitch, just use whatever. But come on, guys. If you could have every tablet, wouldn't you just be picky about which one you use? I mean, they're all here. Why don't I use the one I like best? Bam. So yes. So I like, having that ecosystem that is similar. I'd never go Mac for it. Like, I'd never go Mac to have the full integration.
Thank God.
I don't know. Maybe I'd consider a Windows phone.
I'm interested in the Windows phone because Windows 8 is pretty awesome.
I mean, we played around with that Samsung one.
Not enough though.
I know.
It wasn't enough. We saw a Samsung Windows 8 phone at the Windows 8 launch party.
It looked awesome.
It looked great. It was basically an S3 made out of metal that had Windows 8 on it. So it was pretty legit.
The camera sucked.
I didn't check the camera.
No, the camera sucked.
Did it?
Yeah.
I thought it was supposed to be the same as this one.
I don't think so.
Oh, because this
one. It was the tablet. It was the tablet that the camera sucked.
The tablet had a terrible camera.
Yeah, the tablet had a terrible camera.
The Windows 8 one from Samsung has the same camera as this, which is great.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
I would waffle about it. It would be a tough choice. I wouldn't go Android though.
Okay. I'm not surprised.
Take that.
Just because, well, I know you don't like the user experience. Personally, I think Android's better.
And you know what? This comes down to that fanboyism thing again, where honestly, sometimes fanboyism isn't fanboyism. Sometimes it's a negative past experience. The Android experience with my wife's phone has been terrible.
But you're using, again, not an Nexus device, so you didn't get updates. And you're using one like an older Android OS. And older Android OSs were not that popular. It's a lot more popular now.
This is a good one. Trent asks, can you do more 3D monitor unboxings around 23-inch and more affordable? Not those $600 ones, please. This is a great example where if you checked it out and you searched for 3D monitors on, say, for example, a popular retail website like NCIX, what you'd see is that the 3D monitors do cost a lot. So for me to unbox the ones that are not expensive would be very difficult. Slick's Picks and Linus's Lube? Ooh.
Linus likes.
Linus likes. That's not bad. Is that on Twitter or something?
No, I just thought of that.
Okay, do you have anything else for really important discussion topics? Because it's 10:42 already.
For people that are really into games, a new release that's coming out fairly soon, I think it's right at the beginning of December, Far Cry 3. If you look on YouTube, there's the first 20 minutes of the game. Looks awesome. Really excited for Far Cry 3. The storyline sounds amazing if you've been following the storyline updates at all. And the gameplay video is just, it's great. Check it out. It's 20 minutes.
The
doesn't ruin the storyline at all. No spoilers.
The ad for it on The Escapist is terrible. The voice actor is, I think, the worst I've ever heard.
The voice actor? Which one? Which one?
The main character, I think.
Really?
It's just, maybe it's just for the ad. Like, maybe he just phoned in the ad spot or something.
Maybe.
Because it was just terrible.
It doesn't seem that bad.
My friends and I went to an island, and then
that's the whole point.
Captured.
Originally, he's kind of like a prissy boy, and his brother's in the army, and his brother, like, in a little tiny bit of time, trains him like very basic things, and then he has to like find his way to survive, and he becomes.
If it's better than Far Cry 2, I'll be happy.
Like, he's got like rich parents and stuff, and they sent him on this trip, and then all of his friends got captured and killed, and etc.
Okay, Harry asks a question that can be addressed. He wants to blah blah something everyday computer and gaming server. He needs a GPU with dual HDMI. No, you don't. DVI is the same signal as HDMI. DVI to HDMI adapter is exactly the same image quality as straight HDMI. And vice versa for that matter. The only difference is that HDMI has half the bandwidth of dual link DVI. We can leave that one out.
Okay.
Yeah, we can actually leave those for next week because there's we've kind of run out of time. I just want to see if anyone else has... Tyler asks, do I still have the Surface? I do not. That was only an eval unit. I only got to hold on to it for about 2 weeks.
Oh.
I did really like it, though.
This is time specific. Steam sales. There's tons of epic Steam sales going on right now.
It's Black Friday.
Yeah. There's like some done by hours. There's some done by days. Like, go check it out. There's going to be new Steam sales up all the time, and a lot of them are really good. They have a couple. I know there's a Reddit thread for like all the top discount ones. So some of them are like 80%, 75%.
Cool.
You should check it out.
Okay, well, I've been corrected. Juan writes back in to say, actually, Linus, you're wrong. At 120hertz.biz. Ha 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 ha, hold on. Actually, it's on sale and people are having good results. Bam! Sold out since November 1st. So I don't know. I don't know who's right. Let's go back to Twitter. Let's see. EVGA step up from 660 Ti SLI to 2680s and SLI worth it? Hard to say. Depends how much you're paying for it. What's your experience? Yep. Surface RT I really liked, but I'm really excited for Surface Pro.
Full Windows 8.
Full Windows 8. That's going to be
You can actually install things and fully use the OS.
truly awesome. Like, super excited about that.
Oh yeah.
Love it. Good ideas. Something, something. What was the question we even asked? I don't think anyone's answered it. I use XSplit.
What people want to see at CES.
Yeah, nobody answered it. Yes, this is a good monitor.
If the Surface Pro is at CES, you should do an in-depth article on that.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. This is good to hear. Okay. Yeah, maybe I should change my answer then. Maybe I should just, like, say I bite the bullet and go for Windows 8.
Go for gold.
What do you think of the G710 Plus?
Okay, I've been sitting here for a while.
Right. You have to hold it up because they can't see it because it's covered by...
It's right here. One of my first things that I noticed is the whole... I don't know if you can see that so well. Oh, yeah, you can, as I turn it like this. See all the glossy? We talked about that earlier today. The whole thing's glossy. And the whole time I've been sitting
Hold on,
here...
that's not the whole thing.
Okay,
The keycaps are matte.
Oh, of course.
What do you mean, of course?
But there's a lot of glossy.
Razer has a glossy keyboard.
Do they? I would never buy
Yeah, they have the Lycosa. Lycosa Mirror was super glossy.
Ugh. Ugh. Ugh.
I saw someone with it at a LAN.
Ugh.
It was
Did
the
it
most
look
disgusting
gross?
thing I'd ever seen.
Ugh. Okay. Anyways, the whole time I've been sitting here, if you guys see me looking down a lot, it's because I'm grabbing my shirt like this and putting my finger in it so that I can clean the glossiness because it is just driving me insane already. So I do not like that at all. The keys feel good. Obviously, I'm a fan of blues, so I'm not really going to comment on that too much. Keycaps seem pretty legit. There's a few things, like game mode. I wish that was a switch.
Okay, rather than
Instead of a button?
rather than a toggle button. They can't see what you're doing. I'm just saying.
Right, yeah, I know. Like the mute button and game mode should be switches, in my opinion.
Okay.
Other than that, it seems pretty legit. The build quality seems really good. Really, really good.
Would you put it up there with Philco and Ducky?
The build quality?
Yeah.
See, I'm already cleaning more of the glossy stuff. I don't know. I still think I'd need more time with it.
Okay.
But maybe.
Close, though.
Close.
Close.
I think it's like one of the biggest contenders so far, but I still think Philco and Ducky would be it, probably.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for
Actually,
watching.
yeah. Yeah. No, Philco and Ducky still beat it.
Okay. So thank you guys for watching the live stream tonight, and peace out. What did you just do?
I don't know. You did your peace sign, so I was doing my peace sign.
What's your peace sign? Show me that again.
It's a Japanese thing. What?
All right, Gosu. No one's ever watching by the end anyway. Well, at least on the YouTube archive.
still-
No, there's still people watching, like, the live one.
Oh, yeah.
And
No.
thank you, all of you who tuned in tonight. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. Why are you leaving it on? Just click. Or let's bring up another topic and keep talking. One of the two.